Emma wants to say hello too. Ruff, ruff. This is Reality In-Laws. I am here with my brilliant sister, Melissa, who is a guidance counselor and happens to be my guidance counselor. And I am MD Catie. I am a comic actor, sometimes funny, most of the times not. We are here to break down 90 Day Fiance, what it reveals about love, culture, sometimes questionable choices, what kind of dog to pick out, because Marissa got a new puppy. So today we are breaking down season 12, episode 14, which is entitled On Borrowed Time. I have questions about that. I really didn't understand the title, but hey, I'm not the producer of the program. So without further ado, here she is, the great aunt of this little puppy dog, Melissa.
Hi.
How are you, Melissa? Melissa, before I have a question.
Okay, I think it's hilarious how distracted you are when you're holding Emma.
Because she's like
kisses.
wiggling. Yeah. She's kissing me. She's wiggling a little bit. So I'm going to put her down. There you go.
Aww.
Go hunt badgers.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I know. I have a question.
Shoot.
So when your sister and I came to visit you, right?
Yes.
Did you lay out $0 for our arrival like Thomas did, and that he had to announce to the nation that I laid out $0 for this? So,
what was that? Is that because
I thought it was hysterical?
You wanted to say like, hey, he's proud of that, like the frugality of it. I think he's proud of it.
Was he proud, or was he? I thought he was being a little mean about it.
I think it came off like he's being an asshole, but I really think he's like, I think he probably like listens to minimalist podcasts and things like this. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
And so in his mind, it's actually a badge of honor that he didn't spend a dime.
I didn't spend a dime for this get together.
But wait until he sees that credit card bill.
Yeah,
because $70 for the rug.
$70 for an outdoor rug. Did you see his face? He almost fainted.
The in-laws will have to like make a pool and like leave some cash to pay for all the things that she bought.
Oh, he's going to be while they're leaving, he's going to be at the door with a tin cup. Please,
hey, still
money.
It's cheaper than a hotel or an Airbnb.
A lot cheaper. So. Unless the food is good, because most of the food in his refrigerator is expired.
Maybe they're just like reading the dates wrong.
You know, that's
like you
a good
guys
point.
did. You guys did that at my house, right?
Yeah, because outside of the United States, they use the way the military does it, so you can read it incorrectly.
Right. There was something when you guys were over. Oh, we were going to see a show or something. And you're like, no, this was in April.
This was in April.
But actually the month and the day was
Saturday.
Yes. Oh, so it could be something like that. They're throwing out perfectly good food.
Oh, and he says, oh, well, the steak, it doesn't matter if it's expired. I use it for soup. I don't know what kind of soup that is.
I love you catch all the details. That's awesome. I didn't catch that one.
As he was on the floor playing with the little kid, and he's like, yeah, don't worry about it. I use it for soup.
Oh, is that what he said?
Yeah.
That was adorable, though.
It was adorable. He's actually he's very playful uncle with the little ones.
Yeah.
As long as he doesn't have to buy them ice cream.
Oh, he's not buying ice cream. He'll take the expired milk and make them ice cream.
Yeah, he will.
This ice cream tastes like expired milk. It's soup cream.
It's soup cream.
You'll enjoy it.
Expired milk and expired meat. Meat ice cream.
The kids are going to be like, we got America Belly.
We got America Belly.
One bathroom.
They're going to go home and wind up at the doctor's office.
Better than going to the doctor's office in America.
Yeah.
That'll set them back.
That'll
got in a hotel room with that bill.
That'll set you back. Yeah.
But let's start with Thomas and Paula then.
Yeah.
Okay. So we start out with them actually preparing for this visit. And they were kind of sweet right before the whole family came.
Yeah. They were sweet, but they were still bickering. I mean, I think bickering is their love language. They just bicker and bicker and bicker.
Yeah, there is a lot of bickering. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think she's kind of lighthearted about it. She tries to make jokes out of it. I'm sorry you were born like this. You were born with that nose, and but he's very serious about it.
He is, and he finds her humor to be like dismissive.
Very dismissive. Yeah. And me being the sensitive person that I am,
yes,
you would think I would be on his side, but I'm really not. I kind of understand both. Say it once, have someone, Paula would be able to say something and be done with it.
Yeah, but she does make fun of him a lot.
She does.
I mean, she's funny, but if that were me, I would be annoyed at her making fun of me all the time.
Yeah. Well, she's going to have to learn. They're both going to have to learn. You say it once and you try to move on. If it comes up again, obviously it's an issue.
Yeah. I'd say this. Two things. Okay. One, overall, with this whole issue of the parents coming, I'm totally on his side. Like, they should be in an Airbnb or a hotel. This is ridiculous.
That's ridiculous. It's not like they have a big 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom condo or something, or an apartment. It's a small place.
Yeah, and that's a lot of people and one bathroom.
Of people, one bathroom and a very small kitchen, very small everything.
Yeah, it's weird.
And he rolls out the the office chair out of the closet. Oh, here's for your mother. It's the best chair we have. Oh my God, the look on her face.
But at the same time, the question is, should you actually go out and buy furniture because a crazy amount of guests are staying in your apartment? I mean, really, no. Should you? I mean,
no. I don't think so.
Yeah.
I could see going to buy a few essential items, food, sundry items, but not furniture. No.
So the other point I have too with this is she keeps saying, like, intimating or even actually explicitly saying that she feels like he's trying to control her. Yeah. And at first I was like dismissing it, but now it occurs to me, and it's so obvious, that she feels like she doesn't have control.
Yeah. I felt this way for weeks.
Oh, really?
That he's trying to control her.
Oh, yes. I thought you meant in your life.
No, I felt this for many weeks about him. About 2 or 3 weeks now. He's trying to control the whole narrative about how they live.
Right. But he must also feel like, see, I guess I'm just too much on his side now. I find him very whiny, but actually I think his point, I'm on the side of his point, but the way he talks is like, I don't know. I don't know. It's like the Californians on SNL or something. Like, I'm just I can't.
It's like the crazy uncle that tries to be controlling, and then all of a sudden he speaks Spanish perfectly. I didn't see that coming.
Oh, Portuguese. Yeah.
Portuguese. I'm sorry. I did not see that coming.
Right. That was amazing.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
He's so there's no language barrier. Yeah. So he's smart.
So he can lay out the rules on his own.
He could say that meat is for soup in Portuguese.
But I do feel like he also feels that he's losing control. And so he's trying to tighten up on the control. And so there's like this tension because of that.
It's the old push-pull dynamic.
It's hard to have two people who have a settled, established way of living and then to come together into one of the people's homes. Potentially, if they just moved into a new apartment and then everything is fresh, that might be better for them. But he doesn't want to give an inch.
No. And I think I see her and I listen to her and I see fear, especially when she says, I feel like I'm burning inside like gasoline. She's got the gut feeling. And you know how I feel when you have a gut feeling about something, 9 times out of 10, it's usually right.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's also on her because she made a bad call.
she of course, yeah, she made a bad call, and she's not communicating really that great with him. Either is he.
Yeah.
But
so
they just keep on going. It's the same fight.
Yeah, it's really, I feel like this episode with a lot of these couples, it is the same fight.
It's the same fight.
Which is kind of blah for us, but I do think that if they're continually are actually having the same fight, then it's a problem. If you're fighting about different things, fine. But if there is one issue that's going unresolved for a long period of time, I mean, this could become something that it doesn't seem like a big deal, but actually it is, right?
It is, absolutely. It's a big deal to her, and it's a big deal to him.
So then just before the family comes in that van, they roll up, they hug each other over the counter. And my mom says, I watched it with Mom, and she goes, that's the closest they're going to get for a week.
Yeah, it
and
is.
Then the van pulls up and we're like, they should just live in that van.
That van is bigger than the apartment.
Yes. So funny. But so far, Thomas is a good sport. I think he was a good sport, actually, in this.
For a while, yes. On and off, he was.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. I thought he did great.
He made one cardinal sin.
Okay, and that is?
He yelled at her in Portuguese in front of her family. He was very demeaning to her in front of her own family.
What did he say?
He was basically saying that, no deodorant and all these and everything else to her about her family. And then he was telling her, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to do this. I don't remember what he exactly said. He demeaned her, and then they had a close-up of the brother and the sister-in-law, and basically saying, what the hell is Pala doing with this guy? You don't yell at your fiance in front of their family. Can you imagine me, being demeaning to Jen in front of your parents? That's... I would never do that.
Well, I didn't catch that he was being demeaning to her. Yeah. I thought, because, my Portuguese is rusty. I thought they were like, what the hell? Because they were kind of bickering at each other in general. The way he was coming off when he was talking about, please, no perfumes, no soaps. And then she goes, no soap. Like, she didn't have to. I'm totally on his side here. First off, I don't know Portuguese. I would say he's not fluent. He probably practiced this. Like, I know what it's like to know that you're wanting to communicate in the future in a language that's not your first language. And so you think, how am I going to say this? So he says it in a way like, look, in this house, there's no shoes, right? I'm a sensitive man to smells. He practiced that. He's trying to say it. He's not communicating in a way that's probably the most fluent, because you use words that are maybe not the words you would use in your native language to communicate the thing. So he's really trying. And then she just kind of is like, no soap. But I think what he was trying to say was no perfumey soap, right?
Yes.
And so she did not have to interject like that. That's how I actually think she should have been like, what he means is, if she was going to step in at all, she should have told him in advance, please bring soaps that don't have a lot of fragrance.
Right.
They're going to share a bathroom.
Yeah. Or she could have asked him in front of the family, what can you clarify that? What do you mean no soap? Do you mean soap that doesn't have any sense?
Maybe he was in a way demeaning to her. I didn't catch it, but I would say if it's at this moment, I would say it's because the way she could have mitigated this.
Right.
And it's her family. It's on her.
Okay.
That's all.
It is. But there was...
and because of his family, I guess I can really... Even though I find him so whiny and annoying, I do think after meeting his family, I'm less annoyed by his voracious desire for a safe...
Oh, voracious desire.
For a safe
What
space.
A term. I love it.
The safe space. It's my safe space. It's less annoying to me.
she finally says perhaps 8 people are too much. And then she made a comment that I have never heard.
Okay.
It's about, it's like a pin and an elephant. You've heard that before.
No, I haven't. No. I don't remember her saying that.
Oh,
we watched different shows.
We watched different shows.
My family was talking too much.
Well, I might have it confused with, Jen went to bed and after this program, I watched the mothers of something living a double life. Oh my God. Wow.
Oh, was that good?
Oh my God. It was so good. I couldn't keep
really?
my eyes off. Yeah.
I want to see it.
Yeah. It was something that I think we should educate it. Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, now that I'm blushing about it.
I was just going to say you're so red and you're like, anyone who's just listening, Cappy is like covering his face.
I know. I'm covering my face. Oh my God.
So funny. He's so red.
It was blush worthy.
Interesting. Well, give us a rundown. What was?
Well, it's about these women, and I think they're in like the Midwest, I think. And they're all very attractive. They're all very, very pretty. And 2 of them were school teachers, and they get into it's actually a coming out party, but not coming out like you think.
Okay.
They get into money troubles and they start doing adult content.
Mm-hmm.
And which is fine. You want to do that? That's fine. That's your business. But now they're coming out and they're going to be on reality TV, telling their families, telling their friends. And 2 of these teachers got caught and they lost their jobs subsequently.
Oh, okay.
And, one of the husbands, he actually does it with her.
Oh.
And it's crazy amount of money that they make.
Mm-hmm.
And
good for them.
Good for them. Yeah, absolutely. And it's like they're sending their kids off to school, and then they go into this. I'm blushing again. They go through the garage and this secret door, and then there's this chamber with all erotic things, and so that's the crux of the program. They're coming out and telling basically the world, this is what I do.
Right.
And, they go to the gym together but I never realized that you always have to look over your shoulder because they would say, oh, that guy's looking at us, or this person's looking at us. I have to put a wig on, and they have to. It's a very different life. So I
you mean because they get recognized?
Yeah, because they think someone's recognizing them. Yeah. And one woman says she made $1.5 million in 3.5 months. But what it does is, one lady, her father is a pastor. He's not going to understand. Mm-hmm. And I found it to be actually quite interesting.
That is interesting. And if they're making that kind of money, you wonder why they would even, they don't need to be on TV.
No.
They don't need, the dad doesn't need to know.
No, nobody needs to know. If you're making that kind of money, just make your money and
pretend to be a school teacher.
And and live your life.
Right.
Live a great life.
And that's the secret lives of suburban wives, something like that, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yes, exactly.
Okay.
It was very interesting program. So so when I was watching it, I felt like there was a pin and an elephant.
Okay. Now I have all kinds of questions.
Yeah, I don't understand what that means. She goes, oh, maybe Thomas is right. 8 people is too much. It's like a pin and an elephant. Okay.
Oh, okay. So that's maybe a phrase that just doesn't translate well. I'll Google it.
Yeah, or an elephant in a tight spot, and if you take a pin, it's going to pop.
Maybe. All I'm getting on Google is types of elephant pins.
Types of elephant pins.
So what actually I thought was really funny was I don't know. It's like, you know how when she first moved into his apartment, he was trying to convince her in a way like, oh, this couch isn't a couch. Actually, it's a bed. It's not even a couch that opens into a bed. And she's like, this is crazy, and all these things. Oh, this is my table. And she's like, that's not a table. That's a camping table. That's not appropriate. Right. And he does the same thing for her family.
Same thing.
And they have the same reaction. And then he's at one of the small, one of these small tables with the kids. And he's like, oh, this is like the kids' table. And the brother's making fun of him, calling him crazy. And they think he's nuts. And I can't say I liked that about them.
No.
They could have been gracious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought so too. I thought the brother was he was a little annoyed with the situation. He's not too happy with his sister making this decision to be with this kind of man.
Yeah. So in their last segment, they're out and about and, they're walking around a marina and everything.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's beautiful. Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
She says to the camera, actually, this is interesting. She says to the camera, Thomas is a gift from the universe. Mm-hmm. Right? But he's not my universe.
Yes. Yeah.
So you could see how she's trying not to be controlled.
Yeah.
And maintain her life. Mm-hmm. Just on that statement, I found very powerful. The brother, oftentimes we get, a sibling, like, for example, with Ashia and Maxwell, Maxwell's sister, Blaze, being overbearingly, aggressively looking out for the brother. But here, the brother seems nice enough, but
he does.
And he seems to only be going off of what she says.
Yes.
Maybe, I know that he has met Thomas. They call him Tom.
Tom.
But he says he's worried about Tom's childish behavior.
Yeah.
So I think they've talked about this before.
Sure.
Because
she did not seem surprised when he said that, no.
Right. And she says, I love him, but not enough to sign for a life of being unhappy. Mm-hmm. And she says she wants to give up at times.
Yeah.
And at some point, I'm like, gee, I kind of think that this is played up for the cameras. But then I really think about it and I'm like, gee, if I moved to be with someone else and this were my situation, I would be rethinking it at times too. Like, what kind of life is this if I already had an established life somewhere else?
And her brother said you had an established life in Brazil. You had a business, you had a lot of things going on very positively.
Yeah.
And you're going to give that all up for something, like a minimalist, and especially when he sees that she's not really sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
I actually feel, this is my sensitive side I'm going to share with you. I feel bad for her, even although she put herself in this position. She did. But when you have that gut feeling like something's off and this is not right for you, you're usually right. Or at least you owe it to yourself to do the work and figure out why I'm having this feeling and whether you can make it work.
Right. I think for her, it's a very low stakes situation. There's no kids involved.
No.
So if they get married, it doesn't work out. She goes back home. Fine. Also, she's very interested in the American culture.
Yes,
he seems interested in her culture too. So they both have that interest. They seem to both care for each other.
They do.
It seems like, even the brother does say something like, she had a good life in Brazil. She was a businesswoman. Then he says, is it worth the gambling? Like she's taking a gamble here, some kind of risk. I don't find it's a huge risk. You're thinking.
I'm thinking, I know, and I'm sorry about the dramatic pause.
Yeah.
But every time you put a ring on your finger and you make that vow, although I've done it more than once, it's a huge risk.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it.
If I was in her shoes, I wouldn't do it either. I wouldn't do. I wouldn't. There's so much doubt.
So where I'm coming from,
yeah.
I don't see why anyone's doing it. Like unless you need to, because you're having, I think with kids involved, you'll need, especially a woman needs some kind of protection, but like from the state in that sense, legally. But here, I think I think maybe they would get married even if they didn't need to for visa purposes. These two seem aligned in so many ways. They just need a bigger living space.
They need yes. And you know what? They seem to be very happy and aligned after an evening of spidering, which they're not going to do while her family's there.
Like, move over, Dad.
And move over, Dad. The dad liked the couch. He was like, "Oh, this is nice. This is nice." No, they need some spider time. Excuse me.
They could sit in that office chair and spider away. Okay, let's contrast Thomas and Paula to Marissa and Edward.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
So in their first segment,
Heated.
Okay.
Heated.
Well, actually, at first, they're really sweet. They're in a really good place. Yeah. They seem happy. They haven't revisited this 2-week ultimatum decision situation, whatever we want to call that.
No.
That they made at Cafe Maud. And now...
With the list that they got the paper from the server.
Yes. That's somewhere on the fridge. But they're going to her exercise class.
Yeah, which was kind of cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'll take the 20-pound weights. I could do it. Yeah.
And she's like, I want to micromanage this because I'm your instructor, but I'm not going to.
I'm the instructor.
I'll let him struggle. Fine. It was fun. And he says this funny thing, too. He's like, I think that these ladies are Wonder Womens, and they are so freaking strong.
Oh, geez. Yes. Sorry.
You okay over there?
I'm telling you, I'm losing my mind over here. Because you know how I feel about Marissa and Edward. They get me all wound up, these two.
Yeah. And she says actually something like, when we're doing life together, we're happy. And it's funny because, we have this really sweet scene with her being the exercise instructor and he's trying to, move along and they're having a good time. And even outside of class, before the class started, they hug each other.
Yeah.
And, she's like, I'm trying to be more, I guess, handsy. And he's doing things that I like. And he immediately starts thinking about sex. And she's like, take it down a notch. And it's cute. Right?
Yeah, can you relax? Yeah.
Right. It's cute. That's all right. She in that class, I'm sure she really worked him hard. So he's just trying to, I think, walk down the street after that.
He's trying. Yes, he was he was very sore.
And then in their next segment, they're back in Pennsylvania.
Yep. Bluebell.
Yes, they're back in Bluebell. Oh, and also we learned that they got the dog. I don't remember at what point.
Yeah, they got a dog. I can't believe it. And I wanted to bring this up really quick, if you don't mind.
Sure.
That's a huge relationship thing. When you get a dog.
Right. It's also for their kids.
Yeah, it is for their kids. And if it wasn't for the kids, I would have said, wow, they just made at least a 10-year commitment. Because getting a dog, getting a pet is a big deal.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Since your dog is like 1 billion years old.
Yeah, she might break records.
Seriously.
Of age.
I hear her coming in now. That's so funny.
Oh, here she comes. Yeah, she hears us.
So
the dog. It looked like some sort of lab. His name is Rocky.
Oh, so cute, adorable,
adorable.
So cute.
I did want to talk about. One time Jen says to me, I said to her, I would love to know what this Pilates thing's, because she loves Pilates. So she, there was a couples class. It was a Valentine's thing. And I'm looking at the transformer. I forgot what it's called. The thing that you slide back and forth on. And I'm like, oh, this is not too bad. Oh my God, I wanted it to die. It was so hard. And then Jen says to me in a very cavalier way, it wasn't even a hard class, Michael.
Well, that's my sister.
That's your sister. Well, it wasn't hard for you because you've been doing it, but it was hard. So obviously barre and Pilates, any type of workout regime it's not meant to be easy.
No, that's the point. Doing the challenging thing. And then that makes you.
And how does it correlate? You got to do the work and exercise to make your body strong. And you have to do the work in relationships to make the relationship strong.
Right. So there you go. Good transition. So they go on a date.
Yep.
And he says, I love when you laugh and smile. You're so gorgeous when you do these things. And I like that positive reinforcement.
Yes.
Instead of being
so
like, oh, I hate when you do this. I hate when you do that. Just like reinforcing. Okay. So they go out. He gets a gin and tonic. And she's like, I'm so, don't be serious. Let's just relax. Yeah. And she tells him to put the napkin in his lap and have manners.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was so funny. I was just like, really? Come on.
I'm laughing, but I'm not laughing in a comical way.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I think we understand each other why I'm laughing.
Yeah. Well, I think, look, she's so nitpicky here. And that happens. And then the next thing is he wants to talk to her. And he does always say, he starts out basically every conversation or every phrase with, well, to be honest with you, to be honest, to be honest. Yeah. So he's like, to be honest, or, and she makes fun of it. She cuts him off and is like, let's keep it light. She just keeps nitpicking at him. So he says he came to a conclusion, thinking about these things. And again, she's doing this, trying to not allow him to talk about this because she wants to keep it light, but it's not all about what she wants all the time.
No.
He needs to also communicate. Even if they agree, we're going to go out and have a nice dinner and not talk about heavy things, and he starts talking about heavy things, her reaction was disproportionate to that situation.
It was. And I think you and I have spoken about relationships a lot.
Too much.
Too much. When you want to talk about something serious in your relationship, I think it should be scheduled.
Right.
He should say, I really want to talk to you about something. Tell me when you're ready. Or can we set a time? Can we set some sort of time aside so we can? But it seems like he doesn't do that. He just blurts it out.
Let's say he doesn't do it. Or let's say they did that and he went outside of the arrangement of when to talk about it. Okay, so they're having dinner. And even if he starts bringing it up, come on. She could be so much cooler about this. Instead, like to the camera even, she says, I don't know why he can't pick up on like when I don't want to have these conversations. Mm-hmm. And then she says to him, it's a stupid conversation. He's like, no, it's not. And then she's like, lower your voice. Basically, all he wants to say is something like this, like, I trust you. I don't trust this other person. He wants to say, this is all your choice. It's like, it seems to me like he came to this conclusion in his head. He had a revelation or something and he wants to communicate it. Like, I've thought on it and it's like, it's your choice. And if you're putting yourself in that predicament, it is your choice. And if one day you do cross the line, well, that's on you. It's not on me. And I feel better. That's all he wanted to say. He actually wasn't bringing up. But he said
it. No, he said it. It'll be your loss, not mine.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what he's saying. Yeah.
It's kind of a borderline. I don't want to say it's a threatening line, but it's like, it's your loss, not mine. But it is your loss because you love her.
Yes. And I'm not saying the way he said it's like the best way of going about it either. But I would say, I think he's trying to communicate that he's okay with this ex, even though he's jealous or whatever. He's rationalized it. You know what? If she does cheat on me, that's her loss. She lost out on me. Like he's reframing it for himself instead of being worried about his loss. He's seeing himself for what he's worth. She's going to lose me.
Yeah, but most people who are faced with that situation, the majority of times they will say, "Hey, your loss, not mine." but it's both your losses.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But I think he had a total reframe in his head. I think he said he feels better about it. I mean, look, it's not the best way. I'm not saying it's all the A+ textbook way of handling the conversation, but he's just trying to communicate this. She totally shuts him down and like runs out.
Yeah, she runs to the bathroom or wherever she goes. But, it was established when they went out, when they were going out. Oh, I'm starving. We're going to have a nice date night. We haven't had a date night in a while. It's going to be light. So she made it clear to him what this night was about.
Yeah, but it's on her terms. He had something else to communicate.
It was absolutely on her terms.
It's not all about what Marissa wants,
Listen, I am not backing her up 100% on this one. I just think communication was poor on both parts, but more, I know it was supposed to be a lighthearted date night. He did go at her a little hard. And
I totally disagree.
You disagree?
I totally disagree. I think he's struggling to be heard, and she keeps shutting him down. Everything is on her terms. I want it to be lighthearted. He can't pick up when I want to have these conversations and don't want to have these conversations. She says it's a stupid conversation. She says lower your voice. He's just trying to be heard here. It's all about her.
I think every conversation he wants to be heard.
Right, and he's getting fed up with it. So yeah, he's trying to communicate.
He's getting fed up with it.
Yeah.
But like with every relationship, you have to change your approach. And I know he's from a different culture. He's from a different country. He doesn't speak English perfectly, but he speaks it fairly well. This is where I think there's a disconnect between Marissa and Edward. And I've always been on Team Marissa, always.
Clearly.
But I think she's tough.
She's tough. Yeah.
She's tough. And maybe this is just the way she's always been in her relationships. I'm not saying it's bad or good or indifferent. But, she could have said, I hear you, Edward, but can you put a pin in it? And maybe over breakfast tomorrow we'll chat about it.
No, or just let him talk. Because think about it, if the tables were reversed and she suddenly had something to say, and he said, no, let's just have fun and talk baseball or whatever, she would not let it go. There's no way. That's just not, she doesn't give him the space.
She wouldn't let it go, no.
Yeah.
She wouldn't let it go. But again, I think she has so many... Sometimes I don't think it's just about Marissa and Edward. I think it's about she has a lot of outside influences. She has 2 children. She has the friends. She has the ex-husband. She has the mother.
That's true, but everyone does. And I understand that everyone's behavior comes from a place. For example, with Thomas, it's not just him whining about not wanting to buy a couch or a chair or a table, right? There's a lot of history about the safe space. That used to be annoying, but now we see there's a background. With Marissa as well, it's coming from other influences, sure. But let the man talk. That's all. Let the man talk. You can't convince me otherwise. In this situation, I found her showing.
Listen, I've been around long enough where you're not going to change a woman's mind. I'm smart enough to know that.
Well, then he should just leave. Because you can change a woman's mind. She could look at this behavior and say, oh my gosh, I didn't let him talk. It's possible.
It is.
Yeah. And you can change a woman's mind. You know what? We were going to have a nice time, but this is on my mind. I want to talk about it. Don't shush me. That's like, seriously.
Well, I will tell you the harshest thing I thought she said was the way she said, lower your voice, and the look she gave him.
Yeah. It's not good. That's not a good showing.
Yeah. It wasn't. It wasn't. Mm-mm.
I just feel like it's about what she wants, and she's not giving him the space. That's what I see here. Speaking about always what she wants, can we go to Catie and Josh? You gave me an eye roll.
Yeah, I did. I've never done so many eye rolls in my life until I started doing this program with you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
So we join them, and they're on bikes, and they're riding. Yeah.
And it looks like she has no shirt on.
See, I didn't notice this.
Oh, I noticed it. I was like, wait a minute. It's all skin. What?
Kids
well, she has checks. These kids these days, right?
And he really likes it because they're going to have a picnic. And he says, picnic is really Cambridge. And then he asks, he's like, how was the funeral? Which was cute.
Yeah, how was the funeral? That was funny.
And she's like, yeah, I'm just so proud I followed the rules and the guidelines.
With the boxes with the check marks in it. Yeah.
She's like, do you trust me more? I didn't black out. I didn't make out with any of my friends.
I know. I didn't make out with the mortician.
And,
and his face was like, well, these are the things you're supposed to be doing.
He says to the camera, like, it looks now like Catie really wants to be married.
Yep.
Oh, the dramatic irony.
Little does he know what's about to happen.
Right.
I was locked in on his face watching this scene because I knew what she was going to ask of him.
Right. But also, also interesting is while she was at the funeral / bachelorette party, he was drinking alone. And he was getting blackout drunk.
Yeah, but he said why he was upset and saddened because of the immigration status in the United States.
Right.
Yeah.
Which which is like not a very good welcoming vibe for him.
No.
And then she's now thinking, oh gosh, now I'm going to tell him this other thing, which is not a very good welcoming vibe.
No, not good timing, Catie.
Poor Josh.
Poor Josh. Josh takes a beating in this season, doesn't he?
He really does.
It's like he's in a boxing ring. He keeps on taking left hooks at every time he turns around.
So it's a whole build up here. And it never gets like resolved,
Not really, no.
Yeah. And so we have to wait till next week to really see what happens. But she finally does bring up the situation. And she says, do you ever worry about feeling restricted or having experiences that you haven't had yet? Like, and then she gets to it. What if 5 years from now, I want to make out with someone? I know you're my person, but
yeah.
I just crave the chase.
Crave the chase. I had to write that down. I'm like, wow, that's a good line. Crave the chase.
Do you crave the chase?
No.
You're not a chaser.
No. Let me tell you something about crave the chase. You want a little Cappy's Corner here?
I can't stop it.
No. There was a great line in Sports Center.
Okay.
I say this about your mom. You can't stop it. You can only hope to contain it.
Okay. How? Explain.
So what I mean by crave the chase, people in relationships should be craving the chase of the person you're involved with. Exploring that. Why go outside of, like I'm in my own home now, why go outside my home craving the chase of something, as the kids call it, getting some strange, when you could have it all at home? I don't get it. Maybe it's the boomer in me. I don't know, even though I'm on the cusp. Thank you very much. You should crave the chase of your partner.
I mean, sure, absolutely. But it's Catie.
I know it's Catie. And I'm going to tell you something. I have a confession.
Oh,
there's something endearing about Catie.
Totally.
Mm-hmm. There is. I think
you like a project. You like the toughies.
Oh God, you have no idea.
I have an idea. I have a clue.
You have a clue. I don't know. I don't know if it's the project, but I just think, underneath all of those layers of whether it's OCD, making out with other people, everything else that's going on in her head, I think there's a very sweet girl underneath all of that. I really do. And she shows it sometimes when she's holding the little chicken. I think she can be sweet. And I really do think she cares for Josh very much.
Yeah, I think all that's true. I think with Catie, look, it could also be possible that OCD aside, or whatever her other diagnoses might be aside, she just might be someone who is not suitable for her to be in a monogamous relationship. And everyone's saying how good Josh is for her. And so she's trying it, like square peg, round hole, or whatever that phrase is. And, it's kind of like what you said about Paula and her gut. And it's like in her gut, she's thinking, I need to keep some avenue open because I can see I'm going to fuck this up because I do crave the chase. And so she's trying to figure out how she can be with this person who everyone says is so great for her and who she does love, and he loves her. And maybe they're getting married prematurely just because they're from different countries and that's the only way they could be together. Yeah. And so, all of that is probably freaking her out. And so that's probably really what she's asking here. And she's really trying here. Of course, it comes off really poorly because Josh comes off like a nice guy. And he even says, what the fuck? Where does this come from? She's completely blindsided me. Totally.
Yeah. And I don't actually believe her when she says, oh, what about 5 years down the road? I think if she went out that night, she would crave the chase.
Right.
I think it's constantly on her mind.
Right. Like even when she was out with her friends at the funeral, bachelorette party, she still wanted to talk about the chase.
Yeah.
Do
you have any? Do you have any what's the best makeout story or whatever?
Right. The best about me makeout stories.
About me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Not about you, but about me. Right. No. He's like, I feel like you're just giving me the finger.
She is.
Yeah. And he says to the camera, I feel like she's wanting me to sign a social contract in which I permit her at some point in the future to, I don't know, do whatever,
do whatever.
To do anything. And that essentially is what she's asking.
And it's funny, as I was sitting on the couch with one of my sweat towels, I'm watching this and I said to myself, would you be good with this, Michael? If you were marrying someone, say Jen said, 5 years down the road, I don't know if I could just make out with you the rest of my life. That's a tough question.
You could never handle that.
Oh, no. Oh, I agree. I know me and I know my limitations. I would not be good with that. No way.
Right.
And I'm sure there are people that are good with it. And I'm sure. No, I particularly am not one of those people.
So I don't think Josh is either. So what do you think? What do you think he's going to say? What's his response going to be?
Well, it's funny you ask me that question because he's still, although he says, no, I'm not going to do that. He's not really saying that intently to her.
Well, he's British.
He's British, but if it was you and me or Jen or whoever's, I don't want to say an American, but just, not even an American. If someone's not good, if someone is not comfortable with it, wouldn't they just come out and say, no, it's a deal breaker? Like Rosh saying it's a deal breaker that you don't want to have children. So boom, bang, boom, done.
I mean, look, he's more open than you are. He's forgiving because at some point, too, in the past, he was trying to figure out what was OCD and what was her crossing lines. So I think he's quite open, but quite, what's the word? Forgiving for her. Generous.
Yeah. And excuse me.
You're like losing it.
I'm losing my mind. I think we all have a lot to learn by watching these people. I've learned a lot about how I react in relationships. Okay. I hope other people do too. Like Josh is a very forgiving person. He looks past a lot of the things that Catie possesses, and I think he sees the sweet girl underneath all of that, and that's what he's trying to reach. I don't know. I've gone through a lot of towels and a lot of introspective feelings about myself, and all I could say is my therapist gets an earful every week.
Oh my goodness. So, all right, we'll have to stay tuned, I guess, for that one. I mean, look, the way he's putting it seems like he's not down with this at all.
No. I you want my opinion? You want to place a little wager?
Okay.
I say I think he's so well spoken, and I think maybe he's more self-aware than we all think. I think he'll make some sort of social construct with her, and they will get married.
Oh yeah, well they're going to get married. Yeah, he's going to say no. She'll say okay, fine. She'll walk it back. They'll get married, and she's still going to be craving the chase.
Yeah, and maybe he'll say, when you crave the chase, maybe we can, like in real relationships, you lean into one another and we can work it out together and go to therapy. I don't know.
I mean, look, there's any number of things they can do to get through that. They can role play. They can open up the marriage. But it doesn't seem like...
Oh, let me ask you, I have a very important question for you.
Oh boy, I'm scared. Yes?
Yes, be scared.
Okay.
I'm wondering if she... Now, we're brother and sister here, so I'm sorry. I have to speak on a sexual nature. Good grief. What are you, Charlie Brown? She says many times, I am not sexually satisfied.
Right.
So, I have a statement question. If she was sexually satisfied, do you think she would be having these feelings of, craving the chase?
Of course.
And why doesn't she just? And maybe that's where the social construct would be from Josh's side. Maybe he'll say, "All right, you're not sexually satisfied. Let's work on that, and maybe that will curb your craving of chasing."
Oh, I think it's a few things going on. I think this behavior of making out with multiple people predated him. It was going on the day that they met. Like, this is a pre-existing condition.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Josh, to her anyway, is a boring sex partner. I think these are two different issues. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think even if he wasn't a boring sexual partner to her, or would do things that she wanted him to do, or whatever, I think she would still crave the chase. Unless he was, I think that no matter what, I think monogamy might not be the right thing for her, quite possibly. I don't know about this compulsion to make out with different people. Like, that's a whole nother thing.
That's a whole nother thing,
That's like way beyond any, I guess I won't say normal, not normal, but that's
just a feeling of being wanted.
Generally speaking, if you don't want to be in a monogamous relationship, you're not making out all the time with all your friends, even when they don't want to make out with you. It's like something else so going on here.
Yeah.
And in addition to that, to her, he is a boring sexual partner.
Yeah.
Or not fulfilling her needs outside of this other compulsion, is what it seems. So it seems like it's a fewfold. It does seem to me that, look, if it was just she wasn't satisfied with him, she would just say to him, you could just say to him, hey, let's do this or that, or let's try this, or let's go for therapy. And instead, she's like, no, let me open up the marriage before we get married.
Yeah.
That's odd.
It's odd. I mean, to put it in a comedic way, why don't we just use the revolver two nights a week instead of one?
Well, maybe they are, but it's not just that,
No, it's not just that. I'm just joking.
Yeah. It's
No, when people make out, I think they're just craving attention.
Well, she is craving attention, but also, to use her words, it's a compulsion. It's beyond any. I'm gonna use the word normal, but I want to use the word normal. Like there is something extra going on here.
Yeah, and I know
I know extra here.
There's a lot of extra, and I mean, obviously, alcohol has something to do with it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And also, it's not consensual. Like she is making out with people; they're pushing her away.
Yeah.
And imagine again, like if the roles were reversed, if we see Shay doing that, and those women were pushing Shay away, we'd say that's assault.
Yes.
Right. And so because absolutely. It's a cute young girl doing it, not girl, but young woman doing it.
Yeah.
I've been saying it's assault. I do think it is because it's unwanted touching.
Yeah.
And
right.
yeah. And that to me is beyond anything that is just my partner is not satisfying me sexually. It is something way extra.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't forget, we talked about last week, you trying to get secrets out of me. So before the episode before we go off the air, you have to ask me something. I'm just putting that in your head.
Oh, so you're suggesting there's a secret you're wanting to tell? Just tell it.
No,
just
not
tell
at
it.
all.
I don't have to probe it out of you.
No, not at all. Not at all. There's no secret that's like on the forefront of my mind that I just want to share. It just popped into my head about the one that I revealed last week, and just about we're talking about making out with so many people. Oy.
Well, have you heard from Tina?
No, I have not. I will admit, several years ago when I was single, I think I looked her up on Facebook, and I didn't find her now. It was so many years. It was so many years ago. It was like 1989. It was so long ago.
Her name probably changed. That's the thing with women,
sure.
you know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. I'll find it for you.
Well, get your niece on the job. She knows how to do those things well, doesn't she?
I don't know, but
I don't know.
I don't know. Anyway, let's move on.
Anyway,
it's turn. Let's go to some more pleasantries. How about Debby and Mido?
Oh my God.
Well, he pronounces his name Mido.
Mido? You caught that. So you did catch that at the cooking class.
Yeah, he also said it when he introduced himself in the acting class.
Yeah,
so when he's a student, he calls himself Mido. But it's funny because she doesn't say his name correctly. That does drive me crazy. Like
it does. It's so funny. And when my son was little, he used, a lot of little kids used to say, Mido.
Oh, yeah.
Instead, whatever.
What drives me crazy is like on the show, you'll start to see the trend of people who are, especially like these older women who then, when they just completely change the name of their significant others because they can't say it or they don't care to say it, but he's clearly introducing himself as Mido and she's completely saying Mido.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like,
so,
yes, bothers me.
Yeah, Jen calls me Micheline.
Yeah, but that's not because she's being dismissive of you and your culture and just calling you whatever the hell she wants.
It's a pet name, no.
Yeah. Well, where does that pet name come from? What is that?
I don't know. Micheline, I think, is Irish or Gaelic or something. I'm not sure.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
So they're on their way to a cooking class, and they're very passive-aggressive back and forth about this.
Yes, they are.
He's like, we're going to cook spaghetti. That's not learning to cook. You don't need a lesson to learn how to cook spaghetti. And yet he
was also saying, I'm not doing the cooking. You're doing the cooking.
Yeah.
Oh, but I get home at 5:30. Maybe you could start cooking. He wants to be waited on.
Oh, totally. Yeah. And she's looking at him like, oh, how cute. And he's just being an ass. And also, you're right. She is also being passive aggressive toward him by saying, oh, but when you go home, you can do the cooking. When I'm working all day, you can do the cooking.
Yeah.
And they're back and forth. It is funny when they go to the New Orleans cooking school and they're talking to Chef Austin. He gets an earful and he's cool as a cucumber.
Cool. Oh, yeah. He was unflappable, wasn't he?
I mean, honestly, he could have said anything there, but he was really unflappable. Yes.
Yeah.
Because they're like, it's our first date as an engaged couple.
Yeah.
And then they go and do some passive aggressive, like bickering again, back and forth. I don't need a cooking class, but she needs a lot. He's like, are you celebrating anything? That's when she says, are we engaged? That we're engaged. And he can't even say it. He couldn't even. He just was like looking away, like he's embarrassed that he's engaged or something. I don't know. It was weird. It was very strange.
And I don't want to hear that's a cultural thing, because even if he was in Egypt and he was engaged, wouldn't he say, well, this is my fiance, right?
No, it's not a cultural thing. It's almost like he's like, can this guy see through me and see that I'm gay or see that I'm not into it or whatever? I don't know. You know, that's what it felt like. So she's grossed out by the shrimp. And he's and Mido says, or Mido says, you know,
Mido.
Oh, yeah, the chef is doing it all, and they're going back and forth.
Yeah.
He makes it sound like she misled him by saying she was a good cook.
Yep.
And he's just like, you just make French fries and eggs, and that's not cooking.
That's not cooking. Who doesn't want a dinner of scrambled eggs and French fries?
I mean, okay, it's okay. Who wants to be Chef Austin in this cooking class with them two going back and forth at each other?
I felt bad for Chef Austin.
Right. But then finally she gets what she wants. Oh, he said, Chef Austin does say this really great thing where, you know, she goes into their whole engagement story of like, you know, we went to look at the venue, and he says he's going back to Egypt, and he just looks at them, listens to the story, and then he says, well, it looks like you're on your own romantic journey.
His face was like,
yeah, just like, get these freaking weirdos out of here.
Yeah.
And then they sit down to eat, and it's very awkward. She says, I love you. And he finally says it.
I got a knot in my stomach because I didn't think he was going to say it.
No, he says it.
Yeah, he said it. But it was more like saying, love you too. Like you say it to like a little kid. Love you, Grandpa. I love you too.
I read it like he actually, like he's been playing these power games with her. But at the end of the day, he wants to get married more than she does. And so he has to give her the little that she's asking in order to get married, like the next day.
He's breadcrumbing her.
I know you keep saying that.
Yeah.
And it's true, but he does, like, she actually has more power because he wants the green card. So she could be asking for a lot more. But there is a turn. There is a little thing that happens, right?
A big turn, I think. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So when we join them next, he's making juice. They passive aggressively go back at it, like about.
You notice he doesn't ask if she wants some.
Oh, I didn't notice that. I thought he did.
Yeah, I did. No, he did not.
She's shocked he's in the kitchen making something.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'll teach you. It's $300 for a lesson. Yeah. God.
I know God is right.
I just don't find him funny at all.
No, he's not funny. He's not funny.
So they're getting married tomorrow, and she wants flowers, and she's going to meet her friends. And he's like, oh, here, take this banana. You can throw them to your friends. It's just like so weird.
He's as funny as I am.
That was funny.
See,
that's
there you go.
The funniest thing you've said like all day. So, she does mention that only her daughter and her son will be there. Her friends, Laura and Astro, are not huge Mido fans, as we know.
Oh, no.
But also, they don't know that they're getting married this soon. And apparently she hasn't really talked to them in like 2 weeks since the incident went down at the haunted house.
Yeah.
And what's really disturbing is it feels like she is either, I guess it's intentionally, but I want to say either intentionally or unintentionally, she is distancing from her friends. He is, I don't know if he's pushing her to do this or she's kind of just doing it on her own. But here she is going out on her own to meet with them, but he will not come. And when she does meet up with the friends, she shows her ring straight off. And they're just deadpan. They're not doing that whole girl thing of like, oh, the ring, the ring.
No.
They're just like in shock. One of the friends says, I think it was Ashia who says, like, if they get married, it's going to have a negative impact on her life. I like these friends.
I like them too.
Because they're not doing like the rod thing, with Ashia and just, being assholes. But they're asking the questions to her. They're being
asking
supportive.
her good, hard questions. Not, like Rod is just blasting Ashia. He's not giving anything constructive, really.
Well, they're in shock too.
I like.
They're like tomorrow.
And plus, they're very upset that they're not invited.
Well, of course. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Like, again, like he's really isolated her.
Yeah.
I think if he were friendlier with them, they would be invited. They'd be there. She has no one.
She has no one. Sad.
Yeah, they're just like tomorrow.
And it's almost borderline abusive what he's doing.
Well, that is a sign of abuse, actually. Yeah.
It is.
So, not that I don't know if he's abusive, but like that is definitely a sign.
Yeah.
And it's not nice anyway.
We're
so
just
they
saying
ask the
what
questions. Are you guys fighting? Are you feeling rushed? What has been happening? Her excuse for them not coming to the wedding is I'm already so high strung and I don't want all the hoopla. Astro says, like, I would really like to get to know him more, but Debby makes up her mind and she does it. So the clerk comes back with some champagne. They're, again, just trying to, suss out the situation. Debby's like, it's not sunshine and roses. I'm not going to make a pretense. I don't like the pretense, right, of like the perfect relationship.
Yeah, either do I. No.
And she's frustrated that her friends have concerns. She wants them to be happy. I find them to be quite gracious. She thinks they're a bit of a downer, which I get it. And then, her son, Caden, texts her.
Yeah.
And she wants both of her kids at the wedding. Caden texts and says he's wanted at work tomorrow night.
Yep, at the restaurant.
Right. And the friends are like, hey, he can just say, my mother's getting married. Like,
and they
he has
say
a college job.
It's a college job, yeah.
I think he's going to come.
You would think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially when she said, I'm not getting married without him.
Right.
Yeah.
And again, that to Mido would be like, oh no. Like, because he really wants to get married. He wants the green card. He wants to live in America. Right? If he's scamming her, that's his end game. If that's the case, right? So the friends suggest that subconsciously, Caden was thinking that if he doesn't come, she'll call the wedding off.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I don't think we know enough about Caden because he hasn't.
We know nothing. Who's Caden?
All we saw was a picture of him briefly on the screen.
Right. Which does show us that he gave consent to his picture being released, which makes me think he's going to come.
If you want my opinion.
I do. That's why I solicited you in this whole endeavor.
My imagination has ran amok.
Okay.
After the shenanigans of this scene, maybe he just a couple of things. He really doesn't want her to get married to this man because he doesn't know who he is, or maybe he's not that close to his mother as she's letting on. That's my take.
Right.
Because she never talks about him. The sister never talks about him. And this is the first time we're hearing of him.
Yeah, I mean, that could be the production, but you're right. Based on what we see, he comes out of freaking nowhere. Right? No mention of him. But also, I would think, look, if he's in college, he's probably like, oh, my crazy mom's marrying this Egyptian actor. Ha ha. And, I really would rather work.
I'd rather go work at the restaurant.
Yeah, I'll pick up an extra shift because this is crazy. I'm not interested. Just not interested. That's what I think. We leave them here, and we shall see. Let's move on to Ashia and.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's gonna come.
You do?
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
I think it's just like more drama. I think he's feeling it out. He didn't say, I can't come because I have to work. He said, they're asking me, if I can pick up this, if I can work. And I think that if she says, I'd prefer you at the wedding, he'll do it.
I hope so.
Well, you don't think so?
I'm not really sure. I don't know. I could see Devin not showing up.
Of course, Devin's coming. Devin will tell her mom what she thinks, but also support her mom. Very much like these friends. Those friends would show up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unlike Rod, who wants to go home, who's like, fine, if there's going to be a wedding, I'd prefer to leave earlier.
Yeah.
But so that's why I'm thinking Ashia and Maxwell.
Yeah, we have a lot to talk about with the pounding of the hands on the table.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
It starts out with them, it's 2 days to their wedding. Blaze and Ashia, Blaze's Maxwell's sister, they go fabric shopping. Completely, I don't know, just very much unremarkable to me, this whole thing, because I guess I'm not interested in dresses and stuff. But I did find it funny how, I don't know, how like Ashia's like really much in like this one-upmanship of like with Blaze, because she's like, well, I was voted in high school like most likely to be a fashion designer. And then later on, Blaze is like, I am a fashion designer.
Yeah.
Okay. The whole thing would go back and forth, Jesus and so forth. Jesus was on the cross and Blaze, you're my stumbling block. And it's like, Blaze is like,
I wrote that down. Yes. And they're having what's called an Igbo land marriage.
Right.
Yeah, Ashia's really digging her heels in, isn't she?
Oh, they're dug in.
They're dug in.
Yeah, she's not. And at this point, honestly, I'm tired of hearing all this dissent. We know she's going to do it.
Yeah.
Say what you have to say and be done with it.
Be done with it.
Blaze, we've heard it. We're done with it.
It's going to happen. The marriage is happening. Rod, if you're listening, forget about it, dude.
So then the next segment,
did you hear the intimation that Rod is married?
Yes.
So you did. So I didn't think he was married.
No,
all
you thought
this time.
Yeah.
I thought he was into Ashia.
I mean, he still might be into Ashia. I don't know.
He might
you get married doesn't mean you whatever. But
no.
But I know you're so
Unless
funny.
you're like Catie and you're craving the chase.
You think he's just like home alone, thinking of her 24/7.
Yeah, he's craving the chase, dude.
Ashia's meeting up with Rod. Oh, gosh, here we go. To the camera, she says, it's the night before my wedding. And if he just wants to trash Maxwell, I'm going to be very unhappy.
Yeah.
Okay. Rod brings Catie, who we learn is like an aunt to her. Katie's known her since she was a baby. And Catie puts it and says, I feel like your mom and your sister won't tell you because they love you so much. Because I'll say they're afraid of her. But she says, it seems to me like you're moving too fast.
Yes, way too fast.
And you've gone too far. You don't want to turn around, but get to know him a bit more. So I feel like it's kind of like what Rod was saying, but softer and less
much softer.
Less American-centric.
American-centric.
And so she says, look, I love you and I want you to take your time. And Rod, again, wants to chirp in here. And, and he's basically says what we know because he said it to Maxwell. And he's like, again, he says he's going to have challenges in the U.S. He goes into this. He's a newborn baby in the U.S. He's going to be brand new. All this nonsense. I mean, it's the part about him having to establish himself is true.
Yeah.
The way he puts it, I have less and less tolerance for. And so she says, okay, how many times do you hire someone off of other people's recommendations? And he's like, oh, you have that kind of connection or that kind of connect? And she says, Like, yeah, I'm looking at the connect.
I'm looking at the connect.
And Rod's like, whoa, hello. Whoa. I have to give this guy a job.
That's another shot over the bow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And this is when she says to the camera, like, they're going to be home with their families. They're telling me to wait and wait and wait. It seems to me that what she's actually trying to say is they're happily married or they're married. That's my dream. Yeah. And they're telling me to wait and to stop. And yet they'll go home and live their life with their family. They're stopping me from having what they're having. The reasoning is whacked, but what you see is that she just wants to be married.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. There's really no stopping her.
No.
But you don't have to be a dick about it and be like, well, then, like Rod is like, well, then if there's going to be a wedding in Nigeria tomorrow, like, I want to move up my ticket. It seems like she bought everyone tickets. So she's like, can you move up my ticket? Like, he's not even going to stay the extra day or a few days, even if he doesn't go to the wedding.
No.
And she's like, you're either with me or against me. Every month I'm losing an egg. We got to face reality.
Every month I'm losing an egg.
So she's okay with this marriage. Whether you want to call it love or marriage of convenience, I think this could be call me nuts. This could be a very successful marriage, maybe the most successful marriage, because her and Maxwell seem to be on the same page. No?
There's very little bickering involved.
The only arguing that they have amongst each other is her maybe not being as reverent to his parents as he would like her to be, which is an easy fix.
And it seemed like they got past it.
Yeah, and they don't mind her talking in tongues during, pre-dinner prayer.
No.
So it's like, they're like the most solid couple. What the hell's going on here?
I can't believe it. I would have never guessed it that they would be the most solid couple out of all of these couples.
90 Day Fiance does it again.
Oh, they pulled the wool over our eyes once again, foiled.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. There's still another day.
There's still another day.
Could still try to pull them apart.
My thoughts is he got angry. I wonder what precipitated
that whole
his
thing.
Anger.
You said we have a lot to talk about there.
Yeah. He slammed his hands down on the table and she immediately says, oh, no, I don't do that. And as she's walking away is, I don't do violence. Right. So she saw that as a violent act.
He got a little agitated and he sort of bangs the table.
Yeah.
But not, I didn't
think it was like wham, like I'm so angry. I'm just slamming my hands down on the table. Yeah. I think he was just frustrated.
She's like, there's one thing I'm going to do. I don't do violence. She walks away.
Yeah.
The read is, I think anyone watching this, I don't know, could be wrong here, would think she just had enough, found an excuse and walked away.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He didn't appear to be violent. It seemed quite clear, unless we didn't see something, something was cut up. But based on what we saw, she was done with his negativity. Fine. You could be done with his negativity.
Yeah.
But now she's making it in her head that he was violent, unless there's something, again, we don't know about where in the past he had been violent or she was with someone violent.
You're right. You don't know.
And therefore that triggered something in her.
I think it definitely triggered something in her. That was my first take because she didn't skip a beat. He slammed his hands down and she was like, oh, no, you did not. No. Grabbed her purse, left, out. Yeah, she was done.
I took it like she was nuts and walked away. I took it as an excuse and walked away.
It could be.
Yeah, could have triggered something.
But I think when someone has that reaction, they get triggered. They're triggered by something.
Maybe she had a bad experience.
It was a reactionary thing. I don't know.
Look, maybe I'm suggesting, but I'm not suggesting that her father was violent. But we don't see him at all. We see the mom.
They don't even mention the dad. No.
And she might be what my mom calls a change of life baby, which is when you have children and then years later you have another child you weren't expecting.
Yeah.
So maybe he I don't know.
Only us boomers would know that term.
It's a term a boomer would know. Did not have to explain that to you.
No.
But yeah, so I would like to know what the story is with the father, the family background. But maybe she just up and walked away because she's done with it and she's getting married. And quite frankly, if she is getting married, she doesn't need to hear this. Just get on board. She's right, actually. Get on board or not. This is happening. I flew yous in. You're not helpful right now.
Put yourself in Aisha's shoes. Say you were getting married, Melissa.
God.
And
yes.
And people were hesitant. How would you approach it? How would you approach it if I said, Melissa, I'm not for it, and you should take your time and and lay out the reasons why I'm not happy with it. And you and I were brother and sister.
If you have been saying that to me for a long time, and now it's the day before the wedding, I don't disapprove of her saying you're in or you're out. Support me and come to the wedding, or don't. I'm tired.
Especially that it's the
I want to go do
before.
My chemical peel and get ready.
I want to get my skin lotions are coming from Amazon. Right. Yeah. I mean, the day before, I could see if it's like a couple of months or 3 months before the wedding or 6 months before the wedding, but the day before,
she summoned him to get the sisters and get everyone on board. Here they are. Yeah, I'm also tired of it. I'm tired of Blaze. They're getting married. Let them get married. That's what I think.
Yeah.
I think that actually, like I said, it could be a very successful marriage.
It could be.
I would love to see them on a spin-off episode, whether she's living there or he's living, with her, what that would be like. I think that would be so interesting.
My take is they get denied the spousal visa and she winds up living there.
That could very well happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I do. She seems happy there. She seems comfortable.
And again, the worst case scenario is they have a long distance marriage or they get divorced because they can't be together. Like that's the worst case scenario. If she gets pregnant, and then they split, like that sucks because they're in different countries or he can't come. That's tricky. But again, the stakes are so low here. I say let them go for it at this point. Someone's got to support them.
Yeah. I don't see anything wrong with them getting married at this point, to be perfectly honest. I'm on board.
Next week looks much more interesting than this week's.
It does.
Next week's, I usually don't really note the coming attractions, but they were fascinating.
Yeah, I do. They were fascinating.
You always right. Josh's parents come to town, and it looks
big news.
Like Catie's trying to tell them that she wants more lovers or something. Okay, definitely here for that one. Paula puts on a wedding dress, so I always say once they put the dress on, they're going to get married. They themselves.
But she's still she's on. I know I'm getting ahead of myself. She's on the podium with the wedding dress, and she's in doubt.
Yeah, it's always the way it is. Yes, she's going to get married.
You weren't here when your sister was trying on dresses. I don't know. Is that for every bride? I don't know.
On this show.
This show.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not like the friend people call when they're trying on wedding dresses. Come on. Oh my God. So then we have Shay
people like
Annabelle.
You that probably have the best taste.
Okay. I'll take it. Sure.
Yeah.
So then we have Shay and Annabelle, and there's like another daughter from Shay that's going to meet Annabelle.
That looks like Allison, actually.
A mini Allison. The mini attitude. She's going to love Annabelle. And then Mallory again. She says, I didn't think it could get worse, but it did.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Okay. And then Mido and Debby, it's like before their wedding, he's got like those little things under his eyes. Yeah, I don't know what those are even called.
Yeah, the eye patch to reduce the swelling, the eye bag patches.
He's getting ready before the wedding.
Oh, my God.
It's hilarious. And then Marissa and Edward just seemed like freaked out, like out of alignment for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So then I turned to my mom right after the coming attractions, and I'm like, what do you think? And she goes, oh, these matches are just off. They're off.
They're off.
Yeah.
They're off. And it's funny, Ashia and Maxwell might be the best suited.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I say. Exactly. I've convinced you.
Yeah.
All right, my bro. I got to pack because I'm getting on a flight of like a billion hours. Going back to Asia.
I know. Thank you.
This will be my last podcast in your wife's like childhood room.
I know. It's so strange. I know. I'm looking at this. Good God, all the little trinkets she has there.
Yes.
But we should thank everyone who's listening and who has listened. Because we're trying to we're trying to do the best we can, trying to break down all of these folks. But you can find us on Instagram, reality in-laws. And who better than to have a brother and sister breaking all of this down?
Yes.
But I do have a relationship statement.
Okay.
That actually I came up with just the other night. Because as you know, I write a little each night before I go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
And, relationships are, as I've said, I think they're not as hard as people make them out to be. I think people make them hard. But just remember, I've spoken to a couple people who've like lasted 50 years, like your mom.
Okay.
And I didn't hear this from her. I just wrote this down. Maybe I heard it somewhere. I don't know. But there are some days that it feels impossible to say, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
But just remember, losing each other would be so much worse.
Oh, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
And as I was writing, I wrote the two sentences down. I'm like, yeah, if you lost each other, it would be a lot worse if your ego got in the way to say, I'm really sorry.
And Edward would say, that's your loss.
It's your loss, not mine, lady. I'm not doing your bar class tomorrow.
And that's his loss because she's a badass when it comes to that bar class.
She's a badass, isn't she?
Yeah.
You could do it backwards off the ballet bar, whatever that. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
She's awesome. Well, in that regard.
Yeah.
But in the way she treated him on that date, not a fan.
No.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
All right, my bro. I got to run.
But I'm a fan of you, my sister.
Aw.
Thanks.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, ciao. See ya.
Your eyes, you're such a sweet little thing. You're the first girl that I have ever kissed. Oh, listen, listen to the cowbells ring, those cowbells.